Amarachi was a young girl, very beautiful, slender, tall and easily loved by people. She was full of life and jovial. Her smile could brighten up the mood of everyone she came in contact with. To top it all, she was a very smart girl. Her mother and father were very proud of her and used her as a role model to motivate her younger siblings, Chioma and Somto. They would always say, "We want you both to emulate your elder sister. She makes us so proud. You are all our beautiful children and we want the best for you all. You kids are the hope of this family." Their parents were not wealthy. They weren't poor either, but things were not going too well. Most families could attest to the bad economic situation of the country. Businesses were moving slowly, and some could barely afford the standard 3 square meals daily. Amarachi's dad was a tailor. He made beautiful outfits for guys of any age, and he was known for being transparent and trustworthy in all his business endeavors. He would buy cloth materials at a cheap price and sell them to his clients. His services were top-notch. Amarachi's mom was a fruit seller at the local market. Her parents were both hardworking. They did what they could to give their children the best. One morning, Amarachi went to the local market to buy some stuff for the weekend. She had carried a big fancy bag and some money for her transportation. She was in the tricycle with 3 other passengers, a young lady at the extreme and 2 guys who sat next to each other. There were 3 passengers at the back. She had to share the front seat with the driver. The 2 guys at the back seemed to be murmuring between each other, more like they didn't want the others to hear what they were talking about. The other lady at the back kept stealing glances at them from time to time. Few minutes later, Amarachi alighted at her destination and brought out cash to pay the driver. Just then, the lady behind began shouting at the top of her voice, "Thieves! Thieves! Thieves! Oh, thieves!" That was when it occurred to Amarachi that her phone was gone from the side zipper of her bag where she had left it. People gathered round at the scene and 2 older men grabbed the 2 young guys who were about to run away with her phone. It all happened so quickly. The phone was taken from them and given back to its owner. The 2 guys were questioned as to why they did what they did, but they kept their heads bowed low and remained silent. They were dragged away. Bystanders kept murmuring about what had happened. Amarachi begged that they be shown mercy. Some people hissed at how naive she was. Some said, "Is it because you were lucky that they didn't take it unknowingly to you?" Others supported her and pleaded that the guys be treated humanely. The young lady who exposed them stood amongst the crowd. Amarachi approached her to express her gratitude for what she did. "Thank you so much," she said. "You were a big help to me today. I am so grateful." Amarachi said genuinely, "It's nothing there. We don't know each other, but it wouldn't hurt to stand for what is right." The stranger smiled. They hugged. "I'm Amarachi and you? I'm Kelechi. It's nice to meet you. I'll get going now. See you maybe some other time." Kelechi hurried off, waving at Amarachi. Amarachi pondered on what had happened that day. She didn't believe angels still existed in human form. The lady was nice, she thought, smiling. Amarachi didn't mention a word about what had happened to her parents. She didn't want them to worry, and moreover, it all ended well. Months passed, and Amarachi was in her final secondary school year. She graduated with distinction. She was given so many awards as the best graduating student in almost all subjects. Her parents had never been more proud of their daughter. Their joy knew no bounds. She had also sat for the annual JAMB registered examination, and she scored high with merit and would be given the course of her choice. She wanted to be an engineer in future, and her parents were in full support of her ambition. One night after dinner, Mrs. Kalu, Amarachi's mom, called her into her room. When everyone else was fast asleep, she started, "Amarachi, my daughter, I am a very proud mom. I have watched you grow up since you were an infant, and I know I am very blessed and lucky to have you as mine." Amarachi smiled. "Mama, I am the most lucky one to call you my mom. You bring so much joy to my life." Her mom said, "I know you will make us proud. Your journey in the university will be a turning point for us all. You will go to where your mates go and you will stand out in everything that you do. You are blessed, my child." Amarachi hugged her mom tightly. Tears filled her eyes. She could not imagine life without her family. She had never been away from home before, and she wondered what it would feel like without them. "Thank you, Mama," she whispered with a cracked voice. I promise to bring joy and pride to this family." Some weeks later, she was all set to begin her journey as a student in the university. Mama and Papa had worked really hard to purchase most of what she needed for school: foodstuff, exercise book, some new clothes, shoes, wristwatch, and so on. Her school fees had also been settled. She started school like every other freshman. Her family prayed for her and she waved goodbye to them at the park before hopping in the public transport bus. She arrived in about an hour, called home to announce that she had landed safely. Little did Amarachi know that she would see a different kind of life than she was raised by. One day on campus, she bumped into a familiar face. They were both shocked to see each other. Kelechi, geez, she grinned with excitement. You school here too? Oh my god, Amarachi exclaimed. Kelechi remembered her face also. Yes, dear, I am in my second year here. Are you one of us now? She queried. Yes, so I resumed some weeks back. I've been having trouble making friends here and getting familiar with everything. I guess we could become a team now. Amarachi chuckled. Kelechi nodded affirmative. From that day, they got closer and closer. Kelechi was a bit older than Amarachi. She was 23 and Amarachi was 19. Their friendship grew stronger over the weeks. They would pay each other visits over the weekends and laugh about stuffs, gossip, and then study for tests together. Weeks passed and something strange happened. Amarachi would prepare for lectures and on her way out, she would see a parcel placed by her doorside with a short note saying, I have sore eyes for you. She would blush at the thought of having a secret admirer on campus. The messages kept coming, and the gifts also. She always wondered who they were from. One day, she confided in Kelechi. Casey, something odd has been going on for a while. I keep seeing gift bag at the front of my door with short messages, but no name attached. I think I have a secret admirer, she said, smiling shyly. Oh my god, Kelechi exclaimed. That's really sweet. Do you have any idea who it might be? Any crush in classes? There's no one in mind though. I'm as surprised as you are also, Amarachi confessed. It was time for the holidays. Amarachi traveled back home for Christmas. Her family was excited to receive her. She was a bit lean due to school stress and all. I'll feed you with all your favorite meals till school resumes. My baby girl has slimmed much, her mom said. Amarachi smiled sadly. She recalled how she barely ate 3 times a day at school. Sometimes she would drink Gary a whole day. Other times she would ask Kelechi to lend her some money. Mom and dad didn't always have much to support her on those days. She tried some online skills, tutoring her classmates after lectures, and helping them with assignments. These were her little efforts of trying to make money in school for her basic needs. School resumed and she went back fully ready for the semester. A quick notice was given to the students at the apartment she stayed. The landlady was furious due to how dirty and unkempt the building was most of the time. She had given them several warnings about the late night parties and loud music, but they kept doing them. She couldn't take it anymore. Amarachi pleaded with Kelechi to accommodate her for the meantime till she found somewhere else to stay. Okay, babe, Kelechi said. You can stay with me for as long as you wish. I am here for you. Thank you, Casey. This means a lot to me, Amarachi said happily. Some days later, Amarachi got a text from an unknown number saying, Hey, beautiful. It was her secret admirer. She got to realize that he was a cute guy, tall, masculine, and rich. He was in his third year. From that day on, Amarachi would keep late nights texting, calling, and laughing sweetly over the phone. She was gradually getting the butterfly feelings in her tummy. Kelechi noticed how happy her friend was. She was happy for her at first, but later something changed. She would get irritated whenever she saw Amarachi. Her mood became down. Her replies to Amarachi became cold and nonchalant. She envied her bestie because of the love and attention she was getting from her new boyfriend. Amarachi's boyfriend Ken was very intentional. He was a hopeless romantic and always showered his woman with whatever she needed. Amarachi's lifestyle upgraded. She gradually changed her wardrobe, ate healthy foods and snacks, bought good perfumes and cosmetics. She always shared her belongings with Kelechi because she saw Kelechi as her only good friend who was there for her from the very beginning. One evening, Ken came to pick Amarachi up for a dinner date. He bought her a black body hug gown and wet shoes. She smiled at the sight of the new things he got for her. Thank you, babe, she said, hugging him. Ken gave Kelechi the ice cream and cake he got for her. Kelechi was happy. She thanked him and smiled with envy in her eyes. She couldn't hide how envious she was of her roommate. They headed out and Kelechi was left alone. Why am I always unlucky in relationships? I have never been spoiled or desired in the 4 relationships I had with my exes. Am I unworthy of love? What does Amarachi have that I do not? See the way Ken is spoiling her as if she's the most beautiful girl on earth, even giving her new clothes every now and then. She hissed. Ken, on the other hand, advised Amarachi, Your friend Kelechi is envious of you. You could tell that from the look in her eyes. How long have you known her for? We have been close from the time of resumption. She's the only true friend I have here, Amarachi replied naively. Babe, I think it's time you found yourself another place to stay. I don't want you sharing space with her anymore. Find a good lodge and I will help you to sort the bills. No, Ken, I'm fine with Casey. You don't need to bother. We have been living fine all this while. Don't worry about me. I am doing fine, Amarachi replied. Days passed and the bond between Ken and Amarachi grew stronger. She felt blessed. He was good to her. Her skin glowed. It was obvious that she was with her soulmate. He encouraged her to study hard and make good grades. He protected her from guys who wanted to touch her in public because of how attractive she was. Ken had hoped to make her his wife one day at the right time. No woman had made him feel so much love like she did. Unknown to them, Kelechi had plotted to kill Amarachi. She bought poison from an aboki she met through a cosmate. Her plan was to prepare Amarachi's favorite and sprinkle it in the night so that she would eat it and die. On that night, she prepared jollof rice and beans with cow meat. The aroma of the food was so strong that neighbors couldn't stop salivating. Ken came to drop Amarachi and then head back. They had spent the entire day outdoors, strolling and visiting beautiful places. Welcome home, Bestie. Kelechi blushed evilly. I made this meal for you. I know you must be very hungry. You have been out since morning. Kelechi had secretly sprinkled the poison on Amarachi's food, then served it to her. Then she dished her own meal in a different plate. They ate together, smiling and gisting. You are really a good cook, Bestie. I swear, your meal tastes better than mine, Amarachi confessed. Kelechi said nothing. She just nodded and watched her friend eat the entire plate of rice and beans. Few minutes later, Amarachi rushed to the toilet. She started stooling and vomiting. She became weak as she shouted for her friend to help her, but Kelechi pretended to be fast asleep. Amarachi couldn't find her phone where she had left it. She tried waking Kelechi up, but she was unyielding. There was a sudden knock on the door. Amarachi used the little energy in her to stagger to the door and open it before Kelechi was able to get to it first. Surprisingly, it was Ken. He had forgotten his ATM card with Amarachi and had driven back to get it. Geez, babe, what happened to you? He rushed to grab Amarachi before she fell to the floor. Kelechi was shocked and frozen, seeing him at the door. She just stood there, lost for words. What did you do to my woman? Why is she so weak? He thundered. Kelechi stood like a statue, unable to move or speak. She knew she was in for a big trouble. Ken rushed Amarachi to a nearby hospital, and luckily the doctors and nurses were able to revive her to stability. She was poisoned. The poison was a fast-acting one, and any more delay would have produced a sad story. But thank goodness that you brought her in on time, the doctor announced. Thank you, doctor, Ken said. He called the police immediately and gave them the details of everything that he had witnessed that evening. When the police got to the house, Kelechi was already packing her stuff, about to run away. She was arrested. The neighbors murmured about how evil she was. They always thought she was a good girl. No one knew she could go this far out of jealousy. She spent many years in prison and didn't graduate along with her mates. That was the price she paid for being evil. Ken and Amarachi spent many years together. They got married on her final university year. She was still traumatized by what her supposed best friend did to her. The lesson was learned. Don't trust anyone you barely know. Even your closest friend today can be your secret enemy tomorrow. Always trust your instincts and listen to your loved ones whenever they warn you about someone or something that they do not trust. Hey fam, this is Vivy's African Short Stories. I hope you enjoyed the story. Please do well to like and share with your dear ones. Don't forget to subscribe also. See you in my next story. Bye.